Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Miss. So I'm going to report about the stake responsive model by Robert Stake. So first, who is Robert Stake? So Robert Stake is a professor emeritus of education at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. He is a leader in the development program evaluation methods. And also, he is a director of Center for Instructional Research and Curriculum Evaluation, or CERT. So next, so what are the characteristics of state responsive model? So first, a term popularized by Stake and is more concerned with evaluating curriculum or program activities and process than intents or outcomes. So it means Stake na he he wants to direct activities na nga dili necessary nga mo nga iyang ganahan ba, pero ganahan sa nga direct ang iyang responsive nga sa usa ka students or as ka stakeholders. So it relies more on informal and natural communication than formal and standard communication. So sabta naman siya nga it is more informal and natural communication than formal and standard communication. So in stakeholders, they use informal communication na ganahan sila nga ganahan sa direct, pero ganahan sila nga na sila i-assume for the sa usa ka response sa usa ka stakeholders or students. So next is the responsive approach is more concerned with portrayal of the program than standardized data, test scores, and goals. So So next, responsive evaluation requires planning and development, but it relies less on formal statement and research-oriented information than do technical scientific methods of evaluation. So sa gingon ganiya nga it has informal, so they needs planning so they can develop their learning process or the communication of as stakeholders. So next is a less formal, more pluralistic evaluation. Its central focus in on addressing stakeholder concerns and issue. So kato same ra sa kinanan. So next characteristic, it emphasizes evaluation being conducted in setting where learning occurs. So for example, you are in a crowd area, so mao na siya maka-ingon ka nga informal communication siya kay you don't have a proper setting for example in a organization. So wala mo kanang makahimo mo kanang na dili mo makakuha ng formal communication, but you make it informal kay naman mo sa loud crowd man area. So next, improved communication is the goal. So the model respond to emerging issues learning through interaction and observation instead of giving much attention to predetermined issues. So yes, so responsive model, it can develop your communication skills. So for through interaction and your observation between the given area or where the communication takes place. Next is relies heavily on qualitative techniques, which may often be neglected into other basic models of evaluation. So Robert Stake recommends to curriculum evaluates the following steps. First, meets with stakeholders to identify their perspective and intention regarding curriculum evaluation. So as stakeholders, so we must identify the different perspective and intention para ang imong curriculum is highly ma-evaluate siya through your students or other stakeholders. So step 2 grows from step 1 document to determine the scope of the evaluation. So kato, after you identify different perspectives of the in the and intention from the stakeholders, so maka-document ka sa imong nakuan na pagkuha sa imong mga observation or pag-identify mo sa mga stakeholders. So step 3 observes the curriculum closely to identify the unintended sense, implementation, and deviation from announced intents. So after documenting your mga perspectives of a stakeholders, so maka-observe na ka kung unsa ang imong buhaton or kanang maka-sense na ka nga unsa imong ika-develop ana nga kuan areas. So step 4 identifies the stated real purpose of program and the various audiences. So after observing mo to you can identify nga sa mga perspectives sa usa ka stakeholders na para ma-catch up or makuha nimo ang ilang kanang needs as a stakeholder. Step 5 identifies the problem and curriculum evaluation at hand and identifies an evaluation design with needed data. So nag-gather naman mga data. So after you gather the data nga imo din nga maka-evaluate din ka nga kana kung baton sa kanang area mo na imong i-improve pa or kanang imo i-pursue pa nga mabuhat. So next, selects the means needed to collect data of information. So after all gathering the data balik naman ta sa so ngita gikag kanang kuan or magkuha gid ka nga main point ana para kanang imong ipadayon ba nga ma-pursue nimo ang imong needs as a stakeholder ug imong makuha nimo ba ang imong desired nga kailangan nga makuha nga activity ana. So next is implements the data collection procedure. So naka-select na kag imong ganahan nga perspective or katong data nga nimong na-gathered imo dito nga implement dito nimo through other stakeholders para ma-guided pud sila or para nga ang imong ganahan nga makuha is makuha nga imong desired nga activities in each stakeholders. So step 8 organize information into teams. So na-implement nimo ang imong na-gather nga procedures. So imo din i-organize tanan ang imong nakuha nga para finalize na nimo ang imong ideas nga imong ganahan. So and the last is decides with stakeholders the most appropriate formats for the report. After organize nimo imo din nga mag-decide na ka nga sa ubang stakeholders for students, mga managers, teachers nga unsa ang appropriate nga buhaton para sa imong reports sa kanang area and para ang kato imong desired kay para makuha na nga imong makuha ba mo na siya. So next, so there are disadvantages and advantages of responsive model. So first, let's start with advantages. Direct attention to the needs of those for whom an evaluation being done. Ang gingon pag first pa lang daan kanang direct gid siya nga ng ganahan nimo ba kanang activities imong makuha ang gingon para maka-evaluate din ka dayon. So next, look at programs from different viewpoints. Kung kay makakuha sa ka makakuha sa ka or get sa kaglain nga perspective sa uban kay there are many stakeholders ba para more span sa kanang activities. So next, flexible to unique needs of participants and relies on insider knowledge. O kana nga kay so ang stakeholders gid kay we must flexible. For example, kita students flexible kita para makrely ta sa katong na ipanghatag sa atong teachers para maka-respond po din ta sa mga activities nga nagpanghatag. So next, allows the researcher or evaluator to responsibly focus on issues that are of priority. So teacher nihatag og activities or kanang mga issues. So as a researcher or evaluator, so mag-focus gyud ta para makuha ginato ang atong angay kuhaon or angay buhaton. So last, likely to lead good decision making because it provides answer to questions that participants are asking. So kita as a researcher, so makakuan kita kanang good decision making, maka decide kita nga ug sakto kung unsa atong buhaton nga kanang activity or ihatag sa mga teachers. So next is the advantages of responsive model. So stresses complexity rather than simplicity. So it stresses complexity kung kay iyang gilisod ba ganahan at kita kay ganahan matag direct nga pagabuhaton di kita mo adto sa lisod magsugod kita sa sayon siya. So next is subjective. So subjective siya kay qualitative kay sa daghan man response sa kanang model or kanang activity ba. So next is labor intensive. So labor intensive, I think kanang stakeholders sa kanang mga kumpanya nga ba, they are kanang daghan na sila buhaton kay more on perspective ra sa usa ka tawo. So last is not suitable for making generalization or development theories. Okay, it siya subjective, so qualitative, so daghan kay mga makuha, daghan kay kag mga sources asa nga maglibog ka usa mong kuhaon usa mong main point ba ana. So addition and evaluation is considered responsive when first it's orient more direct to program activities than the program intents. So makatugingon ako dapat direct gid sa imong activities nga gihatag, do na kay ganahan nga makuha pero ang uban for example students kay ganahan sa nga direct nga makuha nga direct sa activity ba dili sa mo kuha pa og lain nga way or kanang mo mangita pa og kanang lain paagi para sa kanang activity. So next, respond to audience requirements of information. So first, so teachers, so dapat as students or evaluators nga respond kita sa mga sa activity sa usa ka teacher kay they sila may mistake na to nga ba makatuon ta where the learners are ba. So next is refers to different value perspective of the stakeholders when reporting success or failure to the program. It bisag ma-fail pa ka or success pa na mo gibuhat, so mo para na kay mo dawat gyapon ta sa kanang perspective sa usa ka tawo, masayop man or masakto. So conclusion or the concluding area of my report. So first is the process of evaluation is continuously overlapping as long as the evaluation is ongoing. Kanagid kay sakto gid kay kay equal subjective ra siya nga responsive activities. So next is all components are important, but what is the most important is continuous feedback between evaluator and the stakeholders that produces the end result of the product of the evaluation. So kato gingon og ganiya. So the stakeholder, for example the teacher kato gingon ako. So they must be the one. So the teacher will produce kita ang hatag sa outputs or sa product na gihatag sa teacher. So last, flexible and responsiveness of the evaluation process. Yes, you must be flexible as a student. Flexible dito, labi na karon nga pandemic na grabe kalisod sa online class na nakuan lisod kayo. So we must be responsiveness. So sa mga gihatag sa teacher or stakeholders, dapat kita nga mo hatag ito og response para sa nga there has a communication ba para ma-improve sa nato o magayran dito sa kanunay. And that's all for my report about the stake responsive model. Thank you.